We've all heard of Megalodon, the shark with a bite that could crush steel. But what if I told you there was something smarter, stronger, and hungrier? A 60-foot prehistoric whale that hunted its own kind. This is Leviathan, a marine nightmare with 14-inch teeth, a 10-foot skull, and no fear. And if it were alive today, we wouldn't be watching it. It would be watching us. It wasn't found in a deep trench or the bottom of the ocean. It was found in the desert. In 2008, under the scorching sun of southern Peru, a team of paleontologists was combing through layers of ancient sandstone. The land was dry, wind-burned, and seemingly lifeless. But millions of years ago, this place was anything but dead. This had once been a warm, shallow sea, a prehistoric hunting ground where massive predators ruled. The scientists weren't hunting for monsters. They were studying sediment, tracking microfossils, reconstructing forgotten ecosystems one tiny clue at a time. And then they hit something wrong. A skull, massive, heavily fractured, but unmistakably powerful. It measured over 10 feet long, longer than most cars. Jagged ridges lined the upper jaw, a cavernous mouth arched through weathered stone, and the teeth, serrated, conical, bone-piercing. Some were over 14 inches long, anchored deep into fossilized bone, like knives hammered into concrete. Modern whales don't have teeth like this. Most don't have teeth at all. Baleen whales filter feed. Even sperm whales suck in squid with suction, not bite force. But this skull? It didn't filter. It didn't slurp. It hunted. The team realized, almost in disbelief, that this wasn't just a new species. It was an ancient apex predator, a whale that ate other whales. A fossil that didn't just rewrite the record books. It broke them. Leviathan wasn't a scavenger. It wasn't a bottom feeder. It was a killer, engineered by evolution to dominate the ocean like nothing before or since. At full size, it stretched nearly 60 feet long, about the length of a semi-truck. And it weighed over 50 tons. That's heavier than a humpback whale and a battle tank combined. Its skull? Over 10 feet long, shaped like a battering ram. Inside that skull, a jaw armed with 14-inch serrated teeth, the longest known of any predator whale. Each one was curved like a scimitar, rooted deep, designed not just to puncture flesh, but to hold it and tear it apart. These weren't disposable teeth like a shark's. They were permanent weapons, the kind you only need once. Leviathan didn't strike and retreat. It charged head-on, smashing into its prey with unstoppable momentum. Then it bit down with crushing force, shattering bone, collapsing lungs, ending the fight in seconds. Its bite is believed to rival the power of T-Rex, but underwater and in motion. Modern whales eat squid. Leviathan ate whales. It hunted animals almost as large as itself. To call it a predator is an understatement. It was an extinction event on fins. Leviathan didn't just rise to the top of the food chain. It rewrote it, and then fed on whatever was left. Leviathan didn't waste time on minnows. It didn't nibble krill or scoop plankton like modern whales. It hunted giants. Its favorite prey? Baleen whales. Large, slow-moving filter feeders that strained tiny creatures from seawater. But these weren't the colossal blue whales we know today. These were early, unrefined, and vulnerable. Many had no echolocation, no defensive adaptations. To Leviathan, they were floating targets, slow, soft-bodied, and full of calories. It would track them through the open sea using sophisticated sonar, waiting, stalking, then strike, rising from the depths like a silent torpedo, jaws wide, teeth glinting in the dark. It didn't bite to wound, it bit to end, aiming for the skull, the spine, the soft underbelly, crushing, tearing, dragging prey into the abyss. And it didn't stop at whales. Leviathan likely fed on anything large enough to be worth the effort. Primitive seals, giant seabirds, maybe even other predatory whales. But its most dangerous rival? Megalodon, the prehistoric shark, up to 50 feet long, a bite force of over 40,000 pounds. Both apex predators, both massive, both after the same prey. Some scientists believe their hunting grounds overlapped, setting the stage for oceanic warfare. Imagine it, a pod of leviathans colliding with a school of megalodons. Teeth flashing, water boiling, blood churning through the currents. Who wins? Maybe no one. Maybe it came down to luck, timing, or who struck first. But Leviathan had one clear advantage. It wasn't just muscle, it was intelligent muscle. Tyrannosaurus rex ruled the land. Leviathan ruled everything else. They never crossed paths, separated by over 50 million years. But side by side, the comparison is nothing short of terrifying. T-Rex stood about 40 feet long, weighing up to 10 tons. Leviathan, nearly 60 feet, and tipping the scales at 50 tons, 5 times heavier. T-Rex had 12-inch teeth designed to crush bone. Leviathans were longer, thicker, and serrated, anchored into a jaw that could operate underwater with deadly precision. But it's not just about strength. T-Rex was a land-bound ambush predator. Leviathan was a hydrodynamic torpedo, striking from any direction, in any depth, with no warning. And then there's the brain. Leviathan wasn't just powerful, it was smart. Its modern relatives, like orcas and sperm whales, show signs of complex cognition, social learning, coordinated hunting, communication across miles of ocean. Imagine those capabilities, scaled up in a creature the size of a school bus. A killer that could plan, adapt, and remember. While T-Rex was king of the Cretaceous, Leviathan was something else entirely. Not just a predator, a thinking weapon. One that ruled not through raw force alone, but through calculation, strategy, and sheer cold-blooded dominance. Leviathan didn't crawl out of the dinosaur age. It emerged after, in a world transformed. Roughly 12 to 13 million years ago, Earth was warming again. Ice sheets were retreating, ocean levels rose, and the seas became vast, shallow hunting grounds teeming with life. Early whales were everywhere. Some filtered tiny prey, others snatched fish, but none were prepared for what came next. Because in a world where prey was growing larger and competition was intensifying, nature escalated. From a line of ancient toothed whales came something new. A predator that didn't just feed, it conquered. Leviathan evolved for one reason: to become too powerful to fail. Its body was a torpedo of muscle. Its skull was engineered for ramming and ripping. Its brain was wired for precision, decision-making, and aggression. And the ocean gave it everything it needed: warm water to regulate its massive body, an endless buffet of marine mammals, no apex predators to challenge it. It grew larger, smarter, deadlier. And unlike modern orcas or sharks, Leviathan didn't have to fight for space. It owned the sea. For millions of years, it ruled unchecked, a monarch in a kingdom of blood and silence. For millions of years, Leviathan ruled the oceans. But even the mightiest predator cannot escape the pull of time. Its end didn't come with fire or thunder, no asteroid, no volcanic cataclysm, just a slow, relentless shift in the climate. The world began to cool. As ocean temperatures dropped, prey began to disappear. The medium-sized whales that once filled Leviathan's hunting grounds evolved, became faster, larger, harder to kill. Others vanished entirely. Meanwhile, Megalodon surged forward, claiming more territory, growing more efficient. Leviathan, built for heat and bulk, found itself outpaced and out of time. But it didn't go out in a blaze of violence. There are no mass graves, no fossilized death scenes. It simply faded. The fossil record goes quiet. Skulls stop appearing. Teeth become rare. And one day, there were none. The apex predator of the Miocene vanished into history, leaving behind only traces. A shattered tooth in the desert, a broken jaw in limestone, a mystery buried under 12 million years of sand and silence. It didn't die like a monster. It vanished like a ghost. But here's the question no one can answer. What if it's not gone? The ocean is vast. Over 80% remains unexplored. Whales still dive over a mile deep. Giant squid still evade our cameras. Entire species disappear and reappear every year. What if Leviathan simply went deeper? Or what if we bring it back? With genetic engineering advancing rapidly, scientists are already working on reviving mammoths. Could Leviathan be next? We have the teeth. The DNA might be preserved. The ocean still has the space. So, what happens if it returns? Do we study it? Control it? Or does it slip into the ocean's shadow, where it was always meant to be? Because Leviathan wasn't built for captivity. It was built to hunt. And if it ever comes back, you won't hear it coming. You'll just hear the silence. Thanks for watching, and until next time, on our planet Extinct.